So this is more sort of a brand thing, what makes brand successful rather than just the business.
And that helps to make the business successful because I learn new things and then I like to apply them in the business. And one of Scott's sayings is that influence, or yours and Scott's sayings, is influence through education. And of course I take that in the context of meaning, if I'm educating myself, that enables me, gears me up with the tools to help in turn educate other people and influence them and create, promote myself as an expert in my field and authority in the various areas that I'm working in. And so for me, an enormous focus over the last 2 years. In fact, if I could go to the goal sheet that I wrote at your home earlier this year, there was a central theme to all of our goals, and mine was investing in me. That this was the year for investing in me.
So do you think if you were to say now not do that, say now you were to just be a lawyer and you want to think things should become better without you having that drive to learn new things, that would be hard, wouldn't it?
It would be incredibly hard, and I think that what would happen is that a lot of the workflow that comes into my office would dry up, because then I would be, another diagram that I love is that one that Scott puts up at most of our meetings, with the current is all going this way and you've got one little arrow fighting against the current. And that's how I see myself, because I look at it and I love the fact that all lawyers are so same.
Yes.
What is it, that saying about a wash in a sea of sameness or something?
Yes.
And it's the way I see it, because most lawyers are all doing the same thing.
Yes. So you have to be different, right? And that actually creates a point of difference, makes you stand out.
Exactly, and I see
achieve different results, of course. Yes.
And I've just latched onto that, and I think that's fantastic. I'll swim against the tide. I'll do stuff that other lawyers aren't doing.
So could you give me a little bit of an idea on, not just for the Marketing Insider Club, but just in general, sort of some of the things that you feel that you've learned and that have opened up your world to some extent?
Well, obviously direct response I've mentioned is one. The idea of the power of email marketing and the power of having good test and measure and good database. Some of the things that I've really picked up on, and I'm having my firm actively implement and improve. We are actively, and this is all as a result of me helping to drive this process because of what I've learned on the course, is we are now streamlining our database. We are now actively testing and measuring responses from every one of our clients. So we're asking for feedback, which is giving it. And the other thing is that we're asking them, is there anything else we can help you with? Did you know that Harmons can do this and this and this?
Right.
And we are regularly getting feedback for testimonials. So we're testing and measuring. We are developing other areas of work by, it's the McDonald's theory. My staff are very much, would you like chips with that order, sir? Yes. So the number of times that we'll take someone who's buying a property and convert them into maybe a family trust. And I don't look at it as ambulance chasing, I look at it as genuinely saying, by the way, if you're in business, or if you're 60 and you might, you own a significant amount of assets, then this might be something which is of value to you. Or if you're 80 and you own your home as a joint tenant, then you should be looking at a different form of ownership, because that might not be advantageous if one or both of you ends up in care. So I guess I'm trying to be proactive, I'm trying to look at solutions, and again it comes down to another one of the lessons in the club was talking not so much about, my goal is to earn $1 million this year. My goal is to help people to provide solutions. And my personal goal, which might be income related, will happen.
Yes.
If I focus on helping people and providing legal solutions for people. And you and I talked about a catchphrase in one of the recent, and I haven't done anything with it since, but it was about finding a catchphrase for what I do, and I've come up with a couple.
but we'll talk about them some other time. So can I just ask you, Brent, in we had a really challenging year. This has been pretty much in the midst of the recession. Property have been sold less than ever before, I think. How did you do? Did you at least do the same or better than last year?
Yeah, well, actually, I thought, to be really honest, if you'd asked me at the outset of Harmons' financial year last November, I would have said that we were hopefully through the worst of it, and this was going to be a year that would be lightening up and an improving year. And I think I was wrong, that it's actually been a very, very challenging year, and if anything, it may have been more challenging than the previous 12 months.
Yes.
My team did a record year last year with just over $700,000 worth of fees. I set an ambitious task of $800,000. We've got a month and a half to go in Harmer's financial year, and I'm delighted to say that right now, halfway through September, we are about $10,000 ahead of where we were to the end of September last year.
Wow.
Now the earthquake will impact on that a little bit,
Yes.
perhaps,
Yes.
but I tend to take the attitude that it's about that reaction, action and reaction. There will be positives come out of this, and there will be areas of work, there will be opportunities.
Yes. Yes.
Every market creates an opportunity, and I don't mean to sound like an ambulance chaser, but you know, it's easy to focus on negatives, but if you focus on negatives, you'll get more of what you don't want. And you know, I look at the earthquake and I go, yeah, okay, yes, it is a bit of a, you know, it does mean that there's a little less transactional work, but there will be areas where there could be more transactional work if you focus on the right clients. And I'm thinking of investment property, for example, where there will be, we'll go from a glut to a shortage of investment property. As people rebuild their lives, there will be a shortage. So this has been a fantastic 12 months, and I have to say I'm very grateful to my team. I'm grateful to you and Scott, because a lot of what I've helped to implement has been because I've learned ideas. I'm a bit of a sponge. I go to those meetings and I pack things up. In many ways, I guess I'm probably guilty of being a little ad hoc, and that I sort of a little start this and then, oh, that's a great idea, I'll start that.
But you also have to sort of test the different ideas and find the one that actually works, and then put more energy into that. You know, it's very rare that you just pick something up and it will automatically give you results forever.
Now, for the month in question, while we're doing this interview, in July of 2010, my team, at a time when a lot of other lawyers are anecdotally telling my staff that they've got nothing to do, we did $80,000 worth of legal fees out of this little office.
Yes.
Any law firm, even the big boys, Duncan Cottrell, Boa Finlay, they'd love to have a team led by one partner with a few legal execs and a part-time solicitor doing 80 grand's worth of fees. So, no, I'm really proud of where my team's at. It's been a fantastic year.
Brent, thank you so much for sharing, and for really congratulations for what you've done. Thank you very much.
Thank you. That's been great. Thank you very much.